waiting on Mr. Technology.
What we got here?
I was a Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
Got slow on us with that new birthday.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to Logan County Fiscal Court this morning, and we'll start out. We've probably got the best COVID report we've had in a long time. And anyhow, the state reported since Saturday that Logan County's had 17 new cases, and we've had one death since Saturday morning. As far as what Barron River reported up till Saturday morning, this is Wednesday through Saturday, we had 30 cases, and so maybe we're getting past the biggest part of this new variant that's out there. And but I guess we'll find out here in a few days. We need to remember those people. I know listening to the radio this morning, I didn't think there was ever going to quit the obituaries this morning. So we've got a lot of families in our community that's hurting. We need to remember them, and just have them in our thoughts and prayers. And with that being said, Nathan, you want to pray for us this morning?
Sure. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you for a beautiful day that you have made, and we rejoice and we are glad in it. We ask that as we come together for the business, that those making decisions for this county, you will guide each one, that they will do according to your blessed and perfect will. We ask for those who are in this community that are hurting with the virus or with other things, that Lord, you deliver us from all manner of evil, and that Lord, you be the God of all comfort. God and minister in this state, this nation, and this world, that Lord, you'll guide the decisions that are made, but even more, bring people to a realization of who you are. Again, we thank you for this and believe for good, and we ask all these in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Let's call the meeting to order with pledge to the American flag. And Phil, you want to lead us in the pledge?
It would be my honor to do so. Let us come to attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, it's good to see a few of our guests here this morning. And Ernie, Country Club at Plainview, I guess is going well again. And Jimmy Davenport, City Councilman here in Russellville. Jimmy, we're glad to have you here with us today. Okay, the first item of business this morning is approval of the minutes from the last court meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Now, is there any questions? If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. I forgot to mention, Jack called this morning. He wasn't going to be able to be here with us, so we need to keep Jack in our prayers too. The next item of business is the bill list and the supplemental bill list.
Make a motion to approve the bill list and supplemental bill list.
Second.
Okay. Questions? Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Treasurer report. Amanda?
Good morning.
I have several things for you this morning. In your package, you should have have the financial statement ending September 30th, 2021, the appropriation condition report ending September 30th, 2021, a list of purchase order encumbrances, and the third-party financial statement. The balance in the general fund on September 30th was $723,864.80. Road fund, $1,353,728.15. Jail fund, $126,901.06. LGEA, $88,926.37. Federal grants, $54.64. Solid waste recycling, $528,671.39. Parks and Rec, $500,169.41. Occupational tax, $6,612,131.40. Life skills, $153,453.27. 911 fund, $54,974 even. Health insurance fund, $233,304.05. ARPA, $2,633,153.58. Special reserve, $4,183,336.54, for a total of all funds, $17,192,668.66.
Okay, we need to acknowledge that.
Move to acknowledge.
Second.
And I guess we need to end that, acknowledge the receipt of the other
Okay.
reports. Okay, question. Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Also in your folder, we have two budget transfers that we need to have approved.
What was that? She had a whole folder of stuff right here. Yeah. Now we're down to just a few. Motion to approve the budget transfers as presented. Second.
Okay, is there any question on the budget transfers? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
I do have 3 cash transfers today. We need to transfer $110,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the jail fund.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second on the transfer to the jail. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
We need to transfer $15,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the LGEA fund.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second on transfer to the LGEA. Question? Okay, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Yes.
Kyle, Chick,
Yes.
And we need to transfer $35,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the 911 fund.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second on transfer to the 911 fund. Question? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
That's all I have for you.
Okay, thank you, Amanda.
I got a question. In going through this, I spent an hour last night going through all this. I noticed where, and I think we did, where we're giving money to the Humane Society. Was that a one-time, a year deal, every 3 months, or what?
That's every month. We voted on that,
That much every month?
$10,000 per month.
Right, that's what I noticed.
And that was voted on during the time we were setting the budget.
Well, I wasn't sure how often
Yeah.
we gave it.
Yeah, used to.
We're contracted with them to perform a county function, so that is what we would to do some of their responsibilities ourselves, so it's not a donation as much as it's a contract thing.
Oh, I'm for it. I'm for the Humane Society. I just didn't understand how often we done
It used
it.
to be yearly, but we changed it.
Quarterly.
It
Oh,
used to be
okay.
quarterly. Oh, it's quarterly, I'm sorry, but we changed it to monthly this past time.
Trying to help them out.
I must have been asleep
It
in.
was easier for them to do their budget and pay their bills when we do it monthly, anyway, Jason.
Okay.
We changed it in June when we did the new budget. for June.
Last year, we were paying it quarterly, the first
Okay.
meeting in every quarter. And that was changed during the budget process to make monthly payments. And Joe's right, it's not a contribution, it's for a service that they provide for the county. Okay, road work request, Tyler.
Hey, Kelly, out there on Kyle Lane, at the beginning of Kyle Lane, there's some, maybe do some co-patch right there on the edge. It's a pretty good drop off right there. Kyle. Yeah, Kyle Lane right there on Plainview. And on Powell, the stop sign there is pretty much almost all the way gone. It's almost just white, so need a new stop sign there. But other than that, T maintenance, everything looks good. Appreciate it. All the paving's looking good. They did a good job. I'm done.
Oh,
Yeah.
District 3, hey, just continue maintenance. Appreciate you getting that sign up on Bean Road. They called and wanted me to send a thank you out for that. Also the other night, after hours, moving the tree. I appreciate all your hard work. Thanks for the paving and the trimming. Looks good. Thank you.
District 4, just continue maintenance on all roads. Thank you.
District 5, everything's good, thanks.
Okay, y'all heard the road work request, and is there a motion on the road work request? And again, I hope every one of you is looking at the work that's been done in your area. I know the road department takes a lot of pride in being able to do what they're doing and being able to issue this report to everybody.
Make a motion to approve road work request.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second on the road work request. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, elected officials. Mary?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how to get Adam in the system without moving everything.
Try and do what?
Adam, because all of our stuff now is having to be done online, so.
Yeah. Well, I did talk to Barry this week, and we need to run out there and look at that building that we're talking about, the old drug task force building, and the county needs to make some kind of decision what we're gonna do there. He did call me back a week or two ago and said he felt like he had everything out of the building. Now, I think, Steve, there was a few things still in that little building that the drug task force that we are transferring to the sheriff's department. I think he said there were still a few things in that little building. So we'll try to run out there this week and look at it and see what needs to happen. Okay?
Nothing about social rescue.
Okay, Phil?
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
I got some handouts today. Oh, you don't have to write it in. Make sure I get it right. Here, one at the top. You got two?
Yeah, I got two.
Oh, I guess I could put one in Jackson.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea.
Okay.
Put that balance.
There you go.
Okay, we have 174 total. The numbers are not good on the county side. We have 106 on the county side. We're at 168% on the county side.
138 on the county side.
168% with 138 on the county side.
Yeah.
Of course, 32 state inmates, males. We've got 32 on the county side, 28 males, and 4 females. They're state inmates waiting to be processed. At least we're getting paid for them.
So what's level 1 and 2 and level 3 and 4?
That's your classification
According
based
to
off
the
the severity of
crime?
their crime.
It's a nice report, I like it. It's a little different than
What's the difference between the level between like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4?
Depends on the severity of the crime. That's it. I mean, rapists and murderers would be 3 and 4, and somebody would just a lesser offense.
The higher number, the worse then.
Right.
Okay, any other questions for Phil? I know that we continue to have high numbers down there.
Yeah, I got another question. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Like, for instance, you got 32 state inmates, and you got levels 1 through 4, and you only got 2 and 2, then control intakes, you got 21. That still won't come up. What about the others? In other words, that don't, in other words, 21, 1, 2, and 2, I don't think it does.
Look down below that, you'll see females.
No, I'm looking at the males.
2,
You add
4,
the
5, 6,
4
7,
into that
plus 21,
28.
28.
Oh, I'm wrong, I can't add. Okay, that's what I couldn't come up with. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
You're all right.
You're supposed to, that's what I was coming up with. Yeah, okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay.
Judge, I have a question. And you may not know, but what about the premium pay? Where are we at on that? It's been 9 weeks, I think, since we hired those people, or you all hired those people. At the jail and other places, we've been through 2 waves of COVID, and we are so blessed to have our staff to stay on. So I was just curious, where are we at in giving them some premium pay?
Well, I'm hoping to have a meeting this week with the ARPA committee, and that can be discussed. And if we get a meeting, you're more than glad to be there for a minute or for a little while, or the extent of it. I'm hoping we can get that together this week.
Yeah.
So as far as the funds, we have until the year 2025 to figure out how to spend it. And the reason why we haven't moved super quick on anything is because they haven't even finished writing the book yet. They haven't even given us a final draft of this is what you can and cannot do. they're saying, well, you can do this for sure, but we just want to make sure that, so, you know, especially with the internet side of things, right now, you know, we plan on spending a large portion of it on providing internet to families that don't have internet. But there's some other money from the state that's supposed to be coming down, millions of dollars. So we want to make sure, you know, that we don't use that, and then we would have a bigger pot to do other stuff. So,
Yeah.
So we're just kind of waiting. We have plenty of time. I mean, we appreciate the staff and appreciate the jail staff and that they stayed on. But we don't want to rush into anything and then regret it later. Basically, is all I'm doing.
Well, I would think those folks that you hired within 9 weeks should have a good handle on how to go about dispersing that money. And of course, I'm all about the premium pay for not just the jail, other people that came to work during COVID. I mean, it's a hostile environment at the jail to start with. Now we're dealing with COVID on top of that with the second wave. I would hope that the employees that stayed on during this time would be rewarded. And that's number 2 on the guidelines that I've looked at. They encourage to give premium pay to those folks who came to work every day during the COVID. So I would just hope that we could speed that process up and before the next wave comes. Would be my thoughts. And I would think those people had 9 weeks, they could have figured something out. So,
like I said, we're dealing with quite a bit of money. We just want to make sure that we don't rush into it and that we wait until we get the final draft of this is how you can do it, how you can't. And I'm not saying we're not going to do the premium, but we're just not rushing into anything right now. But we are actively working and actively communicating with each other and figuring out how we're going to exactly spend that money. Because we have to set aside a portion to do that. And if we wait for the internet side of things, you know, we might be able to have a larger portion to go to premium pay. So we don't want to. We just want to make sure we balance those numbers correctly, and we don't rush into it.
well, there is a sense of urgency at the jail for these people coming in, working every day, dealing with COVID, with the overcrowded situation, and it's obviously a hostile environment. So I would hope that we could do something before 2024.
2024 for sure.
I think I would encourage you to do it right away. I mean, they've had 9 weeks to come up with a plan. $80,000 and they can't come up with a plan in 9 weeks. That's what they're being paid. Is that right? Okay, that's all I have. Thank you, Court. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Scotty?
Good morning. Need to get my September fee report. Acknowledged, please.
Move to acknowledge.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second to acknowledge the fee report from the county clerk's office. Question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes,
That's all I have, Judge.
that's all you got? Okay,
Thanks,
Steve?
Scotty.
Motion to acknowledge the Sheriff's Department's fee report.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to acknowledge sheriff fee reports. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, I think I took care of elected officials, department heads. I don't see Ginger here. Kelly, you got anything? Okay.
I think you said the tractor, maybe we get back together this week, the mow trim.
Be ready Thursday or Friday.
That's a good deal. Thanks. All right, thank you.
Are they back in Logan County yet?
Yeah.
Today?
Thompson Chapel Friday, Homestead today.
I had one thing in the wrong order. I've got a personnel action request that I need to present from the road department. And they'll be promoting Morris Rigsby to the sub-foreman at the road department.
Who's that?
I had it in the wrong order in my folder.
Yeah, I was-
Now, that won't take place till next Monday.
Okay.
I assume, Kelly, that's who you want, right?
Make a motion to approve the fiscal court personal action request for Maurice D. Rigsby, being promoted from LCRD 1S1 to LCRD 1S3, effective October 18th, 2021. 23 years experience.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second on the promotion of Morris Rigsby. Question? Not hearing any, let's have roll call. Here we go.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, motion passes. Okay, Nathan.
Good morning. Good morning. I may have to talk a little bit more than any of us would like today, but I appreciate you bearing with my sermon, and I'll try to preach as quick as I can, so you get what I'm saying. I have put in your folders the September pickups for this month, and we had several different sources that came from, the jail, and had some community service, and one nonprofit and myself. And it was around 21 miles, 116 bags, and 17 tires. So we
You had another road
Appreciate
day
it.
pickup, huh?
I'm sorry?
You had a tar embassy, huh? 17?
Yeah, it was a tire dump that we found. Yeah,
Oh, it was?
yeah,
Found 9 in Stevenson, yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, there's several tires on Stevenson Mill, and there were some on Kingsford Road as well. So it's a problem area down there in that creek area, if you know what I'm talking about.
Lots
So,
of people out in that area. Yeah, Kingsford and Stewart Chapel.
I think it's right on the borderline of a couple districts if memory serves. So.
Sorry, Tyler. Got plenty of used tires, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So, and no other questions about that. So,
That receipt just amazes me how much junk gets on the road.
it's true. It's true. We appreciate everybody that comes and helps with that. We sure appreciate it.
Got mine a Scott truck this morning, blowing trash out.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I got mine a Scott truck this morning, blowing trash out. They leave some trash too.
Oh, did you have a Scott truck that was doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to him about that then. I'll talk to him about that. I need to talk to him, and I will talk to him about that, so. Okay, so, moving to the recycling part, I put a recycling report in there. We had 12 bales and some paper and some metal in that. And we'll come back and talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but I wanted to do something here, if it's all right with y'all, pertaining to recycling with our e-waste day, our e-scrap day. And I put also in there a draft contract, or draft agreement, I guess is what we would call, for us. And I've been in communication with Mr. Stevenson, who came to the court last time, as well as the county attorney. And everybody seems to be on the same page with it. And just to kind of briefly go over what it would be, it's just reviewing what the details are. The plan is for November 6th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., which is a Saturday, at the recycling center. And the agreement on their end would say that they are an independent contractor and have all types of insurance, and they're not going to sue us, basically, and they're going to send us certificates to make sure they've destroyed everything on the data. They would provide us workers, a truck, and haul it away. And on our end, what we would do is we'd pay Adderable E-Waste $500, and we'd have workers from a school group and the like, and I've been in talks with several, and I think that's going to work out fine for another $500. And we would charge residents $5 if you have a television or a monitor, $5. He told me he wasn't able to take the big old style cabinet TVs, if y'all remember those. I remember those, but from back in the day, there's a few of them still out there, and they're a little harder to recycle, so those would be $10. And what it would be, the resident would pay that, and then the rest of the fee to dispose of it would come from a grant from the conservation districts in Wesley Wright. He has that grant still available for us, and we would pay the rest of it with that. And so my understanding is that we would need approval today for the judge to sign off on this, or the parties that need to sign off.
Just one correction, Nathan. It's not so he won't sue us. It's so that if somebody else sues us, it'll be his responsibility, is the thought for that he's taking the responsibility for the, I guess, knowledge of how to properly do this. And if there were to be problems, it would fall on him rather than us.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Who's collecting the fee? He collects the fee?
Yeah, he's gonna have some workers there that's gonna help collect that fee. So,
But we're not collecting anything.
no, it goes to him, and then the grant money goes to him too. So
Did they they have to bring the TVs in, right?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
you transport
Why are they
it.
furnishing, I noticed that last night, reading. Why are they furnishing help? Because they glad to get it, or what's the deal?
You talk about the company that we're partnering with. Yeah,
Right.
he told me he was going to try to have himself and a couple other guys. Basically, it's to make sure everything is proper, that's getting recycled, because there's some things that they won't take out there. You know, they can't take anything with a plug in it.
Okay.
So there's some things there, and making sure that, you know, it's put in the right box, you know, kind of monitoring, because it's going to probably be students out there, and they could use a little guidance.
We're paying them a $500 event fee, so we're paying them to, you know,
Yeah.
probably cover it. Now,
Right.
So.
They're bringing Gaylords, and we'll have some pallets out there, and we'll stuff the stuff in boxes and
Okay.
put it on a truck. Hopefully a semi is what he's trying to get, so.
And you're gonna schedule it for November the 6th?
That is the plan, yes, sir.
Okay.
If that is acceptable.
I don't think at the last court meeting we had a motion to do this.
No, I don't think there was anything
So-
approved by the court, so I guess,
We need to vote to allow you to sign this contract.
Yeah, and be able to pay a school route and the day of the recycling. We just talked about it at the last court meeting to be able to, for him to line it up.
And get a contract. I think we talked about doing contract stuff.
Appreciate Joe working on the contract.
we do, we appreciate county attorney.
Looks good.
Give Nathan a lot of credit, he got the base of it started. I think he keeps them all and learns from them, and then I just kind of filled in some blanks on it, so he helped me out a lot. Also,
And you think the
appreciate
sixth,
Tyler for giving me the IT information to add into it.
Joe, you viewed the contract?
Yeah, Nathan and I, the contractor, went back and forth on it. just
Okay.
discussing.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
November the 6th is final then, if we make that decision today. I mean, if
It's
we
good
make
with
this-
him and it's good with me if it's good with y'all, and we don't know of any I don't know of any community events or anything that would prevent that.
That was a Saturday.
It is a Saturday. We've not done that in the past, but hopefully it'll bring a good attendance. We're hoping.
Okay.
So we just need to make a motion to allow the judge to sign this?
This contract.
I make a motion to allow the judge to sign this contract between the county and the county and solid waste and the Adairville e-waste.
I think also to allow us to pay the group of students to come and do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's in the contract, is it not, or no?
No.
No, because that's with him. Yeah, and to allow us to pay $500 for the group of students to come do the work.
And we can shuffle the money in the budget. I think we'll be fine there.
I'll second.
Right here.
Okay, if I understood the motion, it's allowing me to sign this contract with the Darrell E-Scrap, and also the court making a commitment of $500 to a group that's
To help with the.
to help with
I guess set the date for November 6th.
E-Scrap Day.
And go ahead and set the date.
And we had a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, is there any more questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Okay. And on this next part, Jailer Gregory is certainly welcome to clarify anything that he would like to on this particular situation I'm about to mention, but there were we did receive some inmates that unfortunately got in some trouble out there at the recycling center, and based on that, we've had some discussions on working on a camera system for our recycling center. And just to kind of tell you where we are, and I know Tyler has some thoughts on this as well, we did purchase let me step back in time. We talked about this for well over a year now. We talked about it with the fiscal court getting a camera system, but the cost seemed to be a little bit much for us where we were. And so what we did is the Drug Task Force had a camera system that they weren't using, and they let us use that. And we used that for a while out there. Mostly what we were doing, since it was just Tim and me there, was watching to see if folks were dumping. And so that was what the camera system was for. And we then, after a while, the camera system quit working there. And so we purchased another camera system from Walmart. And it does have 8 cameras, and we've recently finished installing both inside and outside. And it covers almost every corner of the building, and we don't have internet on the site. And so it was a camera system that would work without internet, so it's saved, everything is saved that's recorded on there. I'll let Tyler kind of speak to it from here.
Yeah, so, I think it's last year, I talked about camera system, putting in a commercial camera system. And I even met somebody out there and gave us a quote. And then when the drug task force thing come up, I was like, well, okay. I wasn't real sure what it was, but the thing with the cameras at the jail, I'm less worried about catching somebody putting something in the wrong bin as much as I am worried about the liability of inmates being inside on a regular basis at recycling center. So just when they're at the jail, they have camera systems, and they're watching every inch, you know. And the thing is with the liability is that, so they're in there for long periods of time, you know, pretty regularly. And if, you know, if he has 2 inmates and there's one person, there's 2 inmates that can say, write a report saying, hey, I did this or I did that, and then all you got is the one guy, you know. We need every inch of the inside of that place when they're working. We need to be able to go back and review recordings for liability reasons, you know. And we can put some outside too to watch the bins, but I definitely don't support using a cheap Walmart system. We need something more commercial. We need something that's going to be in a cabinet in a high location in the building, and we need it to be commercial grade cameras. And you know, you said something about the internet. We do need internet at the location. That way, if there is an incident, the jailer can get with the judge, and they can, and jailer can say, hey, we think we had an incident. We need to review some video from this day, from this time. And they can review the video here at the judge's office together. And then, you know, it would just be an insurance policy for us, if anything. You know, inmates are getting more and more creative all the time. They can speak to that. So we need to make sure that if we're going to use them at the recycling center, it is very vital that we use them at the recycling center, you know, to get any work done. Definitely, it will be a great investment for insurance and for us to be able to keep the inmates out there. And I'm sure, Phil, y'all would feel more comfortable if we had a more adequate, lots of cameras inside. It make you feel more warm and fuzzy inside when you send inmates out there, I'm sure. So.
Well, indeed, because that's, you know, we can, like you said, everything you said, I just repeat, echo what you said. But you've got to stay on top of it. You've got to keep eyes on it all the time. If there's an issue, then we need to be able to roll it back, like you said, like we do at the jail, and decide what happened, you know, determine what happened. But I support that camera system. I mean, we were 3 days into this, and we already had an issue.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
I totally agree. I'll support it too. We can't afford to lose the inmates out there. So.
Yeah. So I don't know what you, Judge, I guess we just need to get some more quotes on a commercial camera system to put in there. And as far as the internet goes, we don't need to do that until everything's installed. We don't want to pay for a couple months when we're not using it. So we just need to get, you know, a few quotes on putting the commercial camera system in. But we also are probably going to have a little electricity ran. We're going to have a plug put up and a wall cabinet to mount it in and lock the cabinet up. Because if you know, I had a situation one time at a school years ago before we had IP cameras and everything was centralized. If you have a DVR, you know, and it's sitting on a desk somewhere, and someone breaks into your building, they're just going to go in there, they're going to take it. And that happened to me at one of our schools. They just took the DVR and threw it in Briggs Lake. We didn't have no video evidence to see what happened, you know. So, but now things have changed, and I don't want that to happen to us. Like I said, I just think it's a good insurance policy. We know you do as much as you can, and great job down there. Keep an eye on those inmates. It's not usually you, but I know it's usually your employee. But it's just another piece of insurance that we need, and I think to make the court feel better about it, and for the jails and their staff to feel better about the inmates being down there. So anyway, I don't know. That's something that I can get us a few quotes if you want me to work with you on that, Judge.
Okay, well, it'd be good, and I guess I would need the help from the jailer too on the angles, how many cameras.
Yeah.
I think this is something me and you and Phil are gonna have to work it together on with Nathan and Tim.
Yeah. Well, specifically, I think Nathan will be plenty from that department, but Nathan and me and you and the jailer can get together and get some quotes. But yeah, we'll just work on that, and then hopefully by next court meeting, we'll have something we can present and make a recommendation and get that ball rolling, so. That's about all. So I don't think there's any action to take today, we just need to put, you know, electric plant, we need to put the internet down there, you know, electric plant or fiber is in that area whenever we get it. But we can talk about that after we vote on the camera system, so we don't have to do that today, so.
Is it just one employee down there
Yes.
with,
Well,
with
that's
2
full-time.
inmates every day?
It's been varied in inmates in the past. We just had 2 inmates at this most recent time.
Anyway, other than that, that's, that's all I'd say about it.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it, Nathan.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, so,
Do we need to make a motion to put out for
the way I'm understanding it, the court wants, us to look into a camera system and coming up with, specs. And, I think if we're gonna do that, the court needs to go ahead and make a motion, you know, that we go ahead and put out for quote.
If we keep under 5,000, we just get quotes, right?
We can get quotes if it's under, 30,000.
Oh, no, 30,000, that's right. 5,000.
Basically, what it is, and I ain't got it here in front of me, but if you got the quotes, we can approve up to 5,000 without court approval. Now, if it's under 1,000, you can just go ahead and get somebody to do it. And then when it goes over 5,000, you try to get 3 quotes, and then it takes court approval.
I mean, it may be over 5,000, I don't know.
It could be over.
Let's just make a motion to allow y'all to do it up to $5,000. Does that make sense?
It won't be over 5, would it?
If it's 30 cameras, I mean, I don't know how many cameras it'll be. 12, 14,
Get by with probably 8 cameras in 5.
and then probably 4 outside. It'll be 12 cameras, minimum.
So, you know, I don't think it'll be that bad. I don't think it'll be over 5, but, you know, electricity things was one.
Yeah, and a cabinet.
I got an old cabinet laying in the floor and stored in the school system that I could, you know, like, we might get donate to, you know, see, I'm gonna scrap it, so.
Surplus that you can give it to another.
Yeah, I know, another government agency, yeah. So I might do something like that, and it's just been sitting there for a couple of years, so. But anyway, yeah, if that's what y'all wanna do, I'm good with that. You wanna do that?
I'm good. Yeah, I'll make a motion that allow you and the judge and Phil, get some quotes out, Nathan, and up to $5,000 and bring it back to next board meeting. Is that correct?
Well, if we just do it. Up
Just
to
go ahead,
5,000.
y'all just want to go ahead and, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. I'll second that.
Now, what is it again?
They're gonna do quotes, or they're gonna get camera system up to $5,000 and put out there at the recycle center.
In other words, if it's 5,000 less, we don't have to
We
vote on
don't,
it then?
well, we don't need to mention really figures, it just go ahead and allows us to go ahead and get quotes for a camera system,
Right, oh, okay,
because we don't have no idea what the quotes will be.
right,
I know
right,
there's several different people out there that do camera systems,
gotcha.
but we do need a good system out there. Okay, so just somebody make a motion that we go out and get quotes for a camera system for the recycling center.
All right, that will be my motion.
Second. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, did we have a second?
Jason?
Okay. Okay, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay,
Road department needs one out there.
I guess that's all. Ambulance service got anything? Okay, judges' announcements. Logan County Tourism is having their 6th annual countywide hometown hay bale trail from till October 31st. I know there's been a lot of work put in these hay bale things. They got the locations downstairs. If anybody's interested in touring the trail. Trick or treating for Halloween will be October the 30th from 5 to 7. I know there's some churches and other people advertising Sunday nights, but this is actual trick or treating out in the county. This was the time that we set. The 47th Annual CAECO Conference and Exposition is November 3rd through November 5th at the Gold House in Louisville. And I think most of y'all are registered. There's a bulletin in each one of your court folders about Pennyroyal and what they're doing in other counties. And that was sent to me by a citizen here in Logan County. That came out, I think, in Country Living, or whatever it is, that magazine they put out. Need to have a small personnel committee meeting after court, if there's any way possible. And then I was going to talk to the ARPA committee about us meeting Thursday, if we can. And so, anyhow, that's my announcement. Did I miss anything? I think I did hear yesterday that Corinth Fire Department's going to have a fundraiser here in the next few days. I don't know exactly when it is. Do you know, Mary?
It's October the 16th.
October 16th.
What is it?
So that's just coming Saturday night, isn't it?
It's the Cornus Substation Fire Department Annual Fundraiser at 5 p.m. Saturday, October the 16th.
Okay. Okay, does anybody else know any other announcements that I didn't cover?
There's a craft fair in Lewisburg at South Main Market this Saturday as well. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know the time frame, but it's at the South Main Market, a craft fair, vendor fair down there in Lewisburg.
Is that when?
This Saturday.
This Saturday?
Yeah, and there's going to be some type of outlaw band down there singing.
Oh,
What is it? What do y'all call them? Sawmill? Sawmill Revival?
Okay, this is time we set aside in court then for citizen participation. I know Jimmy Davenport's here with the city of Russellville, the city councilman, and Ernie's here. Do we have anybody that would like to address the court? We ask that you come forward. You state your name and some vicinity of the county that you live in, and we ask that you do it at this time. Okay, not seeing anybody move. We'll move on into new business this morning. The first thing on the agenda is the knowledge of the terms that were set by the South Logan Water Commission Association. And just for record, we just need to acknowledge this. The fiscal court don't appoint these people, they just acknowledge the terms of the people that's in office. The dates that you see on the ones in 2023 were just a correction in our records. And George Fugit, Jim Wilkerson, and Tamara Ramsey were reappointed to 2024.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge the terms of Bob Allen, George Fugate, Jim Wilkerson, Tamara Ramsey, and Jeff Campbell of the South Logan Water Commission.
Tamara. That's what it's supposed to be. I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second to acknowledge the commissioners in South Logan Water Association. Any questions? Okay, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
You've done a good job.
Okay, next item of business is to approve the revised
Hate to learn how to spell.
Sheriff County Revenue Bond, number 2123845, revised for all money collected for the term for 1/1/21 to 12/31/21. And this was due to a little law change and what needed to be added to the bonds, all it is. It's not correcting the motion, it's just revising the bond.
Make a motion to approve the revised Sheriff County Revenue Bond.
Second.
Yep.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Question? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Next item of business is to approve a resolution whereas KRS 61, an annual periodicals published in the Kentucky Attorney General's office set forth minimum responsibility of a government entity to comply with the Kentucky Open Records Act. And Joe, I don't know whether you want to touch on that any or not.
Basically, it's all state law anyway, but they did pass something this time where I guess we are going to need to update our website to include information about where people can file County Open Records Act. So I don't know that it would have to be in a formal ordinance since we're just accepting what is basically the law and the recommendations of the Attorney General's office. So I tried to just copy their form and put some things in there. Really doesn't change anything, but it will just allow us to put that information up there that for open records requests to be filed by the county, or for the county, that they would go to Judge Chick. It would still be that myself or Steve or Phil or Scotty would still have an obligation to respond to ours, but I think this would cover the county just to meet those minimum requirements. Also puts out a standard form so that people can use those, which has some benefit to it because it also restricts some of the people that can request based upon new law changes that occurred.
Now, that's in-state people or in-state businesses.
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution, KRS Chapter 61, as presented.
Second.
I think just for anybody else, it would be a helpful reference as far as the other officials and members of the workforce, but that Attorney General booklet is pretty thorough, so I would always suggest everybody rely on that pretty heavily as well.
Okay, is there any questions? We had a motion, and we had a second. Who did second that?
I did.
Okay. Okay, questions? If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, next item of business is first reading of an ordinance number 21-210-04. An ordinance amending the administrative code of Logan County and amendment to ordinance 04-210-01. And if you turn to the second page, it says in the event that bids submitted are open-ended and therefore do not set a guaranteed price. For example, it allows the pricing to fluctuate pursuant to the market or does not provide a definitive low bid across to the category of products such as fluctuating tire prices by size and availability, then the fiscal court may reject all bids and allow the county judge to negotiate with each bidder for the price for the county. If necessary, the county judge is permitted and encouraged to negotiate agreements with multiple parties so that the county procures the best possible price for each product. And that's basically what we've been doing.
I think it made it more open-ended too, to where we could do it for services as well, because it kind of came up when we were, the thing that we were dealing with, I think with the trucks and the recycling, but it also still applies to gas bids and all those things, and doesn't feel like this should be necessary, but just trying to make sure all our bases are covered and we're as protected as possible. I would ask to enter this.
Okay. I like it. I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance number 21-210-04, an ordinance amending the administrative code of Logan County.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Now, is there any question?
Thank y'all for doing that. That's gonna
Okay.
help a bunch.
If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next item of business is to consider the request of American Red Cross. I know last year, due to the COVID, we gave them several $1,000s, and they requested $5, but now they didn't request it before budget time. There was $2,500 in the budget, and I know last year the court was more than generous with them.
What did we do last year?
I would have to look it up, but I seem to think it was almost $10,000 we gave them last year.
Due to all the response they had to.
Yeah.
I personally, Judge, I think if we budget $2,500, when you keep that this year, maybe next year we look into making that $5,000 in the next year's budget, but since you've got it budgeted for $2,500, I think since we were, like you said, very generous last year, I think we can keep it at budget this year, and then maybe next year look at increasing it in the next year's budget.
I agree.
We need to put that in form of a motion that allows us to go ahead and,
Okay, put in form of motion for us to allow us to go ahead and do the budgeted donation of $2,500.
I'll second it.
and go ahead and write the check at
Go
the
ahead and
next,
write the check.
at the next court meeting.
Well, I'm for the 5 next year. Really am.
Yeah, me too.
I'm for the 5, and I agree. And I'm 100% for the Red Cross. But I get aggravated too. About a month ago, that the Red Cross was at Friendship Baptist Church, giving blood, and I give when I think about it. And I thought about it late. I got out there 20 minutes after 5. Nobody was there waiting. There was either 3 or 4 people. I know 3, maybe 4. Everybody that's there was giving blood. There was nobody else there. The nurse come up to me. She said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "No." She said, "We're booked." And it was nobody else there. And I know those people want to leave there and get back to Nashville. But you'd think if they need blood, as bad as they say they do, another 10 minutes wouldn't make any difference when I was there. And, but you know, I left there kind of aggravated. but you know how they're begging for blood.
Yeah.
And I give several times. I've given. But I'm still for the 5. Whenever, next year if we budget that.
Okay. We've had a motion to make a contribution of $2,500 and go ahead and allow the check to be written at the next court meeting. And we had a second.
Yes, sir.
And any more comments or questions? If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay. I think it's been requested that we go into closed session. Let me get my...
That's $4, Scotty Speed.
And we're going into closed session under KRS 61-810-1F. Discussions or hearing that might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee, member, or student. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Judge, one thing from our discussions yesterday, I think y'all are aware of my budget situation with my one full-time employee. It's 3/4 fiscal court, 1/4 my office. One thing I discussed with Amanda, and she said it wouldn't be that big a deal. As y'all know, with a lot of these other things we're doing, the programs with the state, they just seem to have more and more involvement. So what I was going to propose to do is, as opposed to me having a person who has to be up on the KERS system for one employee and on the CERS system on one employee and the KERS system on all the others, would just be to allow you all to pay all of it, and I reimburse my 1/4 of that. I don't think it needs any action, but he's okay with it, she's okay with it, and it will make my office more efficient as opposed to having somebody have to learn how to do two different systems. So that was it.
I still don't understand.
My office is very strangely funded. I receive money from you all. I receive money from the Prosecutors Advisory Council. I have a child support contract which pays some of my employees, and then we have funds that are generated, which would be county attorney funds, and so 1/4 of my full-time secretary's salary is paid by those funds. You all pay the other 3/4. I'm just asking you all to pay all of it, and then I submit my 1/4 to you all so that I don't have to have a reporting person for that for something you all are already doing.
Oh, okay.
It's a little confusing.
It's convoluted, and that,
I understand.
in
yeah,
talking to,
okay.
my people get many different paychecks because nobody is solely responsible for us. So it's easier when I can to streamline it with just one person. So
My opposed agenda was back on the camera system topic. I meant to mention it while we was there, but I think the discussion needs to be in the future about the camera system at the road department. I know Scotty's got a camera system. I don't know if you've got one here in the judge's office.
What is it now?
A camera system. I think we need to have a discussion about putting a camera system at the road department as well to keep an eye on our equipment out there. No, I think all county property should have coverage. I mean, it's
Okay,
it's a one-time.
We don't have one here in the courthouse.
Yeah, I know Scotty's office does, sheriff's office does. We're fixing to put one, it's a one-time fee. So, and then the other thing, I don't know who to even ask this question to. Ray Wilson, our new director out at the Humane Society, was wondering if he could have a radio. How does that work?
Have a what?
A radio.
Oh.
We can work with that. I mean, and I'm not sure how they're doing, and I don't know if it's even something to bring up, but I know, if Ray was under the sheriff's office somewhat, he could actually, I guess, do criminal charges for having neglect, maybe not. Would that not have been?
he can do it even as it is now. If he were going to do things, and the scenario would be like if you had an animal but nobody was home and you wanted to get in, he can't sign a search warrant unless he is a trained officer. So you can have a non-police officer in that role, but if they are a sworn police officer, they have more authority.
He is a trained police officer, he has to be sworn in as a police officer.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to look into that, I'm not opposed to it. I would just always say that it comes with the requirements. I think he would have to stay certified and all of those things, and
that's what I figured. If he can do charges without that, then that's probably the most beneficial anyway. The search warrant thing probably out
From the court.
from us, from an agency investigator.
I think right now he just wants a radio just to keep in touch with what's going on. He's not going to be the animal control officer. Right now he may be, but we're going to actually try to hire an animal. He's going to be the director, and then we're going to hire an animal control officer like we used to have when Travis Kodiak was the animal control officer. That was what his duties was. He wasn't the director, the kennel manager, and the animal control officer. That's all he did. He had a badge, he had all the training.
Did they just pay him for a trip?
No, he was a full-time employee. Animal control is full-time. I mean, you're on call, but you also work a 40-hour week. I mean,
You're out there then.
Yeah, you'll be out there, but you'll
I
be.
hear that are going to get animals.
Yeah, the county supplies the Humane Society with an animal control vehicle. Like, we have a vehicle, county supplied. And so a lot of times, we'll have 1 to 2 girls, mainly all that works there, but we got a guy now that does animal control. There's 2 people that's gone almost all day, every day. Because you go to Lewisburg to look for a cat, and then there's a dog that got hit in the Dareville. I mean, that's a full day driving back and forth.
They just need a radio to communicate with dispatch.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that's, Ray was gonna come and request that, but he got his days.
We'll take care of that.
Do I need to just tell him to say, just get with the sheriff?
Yeah, I don't have any spare portables, so, that would be a thing, may have to purchase them.
Okay.
And then we can set it up where, you know, they can have, I'll get with Ginger or Marcia about a channel. They probably won't be on law enforcement channel, but they'll have a channel that they can talk to dispatch.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, but I'll
No, let me do some looking and stuff, and then if you have to, you may have to purchase a portable.
Okay.
Whatever they want.
Do we just need to maybe get the sheriff's office a couple portables where you have a couple spare, and then if you need, that he can use one of those?
Yeah, I can do that.
You know what I'm saying? That way you have a couple spare, and then if he can use one, I mean.
Yeah. I will work with that and let y'all know, but I can take care of it.
Okay, well, thank you.
Well, does anybody have anything else? I got a little post agenda. I guess today I'm going to announce that I will not be seeking re-election for Magistrate for District 3. It's been, like Scotty said, I prayed about it a lot. I think it's just time. It's probably, I'm planning on working as hard as I have till December 22. I've enjoyed working with each and every one here, all the employees. And Scotty summed it up best. Our employees are our backbone of the county. And I won't say too much. Just appreciate each and every one of you. And I just wanted to announce it today.
Well, Barry, I'll say that I hate to hear that, but I understand at the same time. And it's been great working with you on the court, man. I mean, you're a great asset to the county. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy for you that, you know, that I know you've got lots of other things going on too. And but at the same time, I'm glad to say that I came to a friend. So you're a good friend of mine, so.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, Barry, you been my master since Curtis passed away, and I appreciate what you've done. I know the bank account's probably going to be lowered some before you leave here with blacktop and things need to happen in the area.
No, I tell you what, everybody said, I want to talk to you. You're not my magistrate, but I want to talk to you about something. And every decision each one of us makes is for everybody of the county.
I appreciate your friendship and your leadership. I know I've looked up to you since day one.
I appreciate it.
You've been
I'm the same way. I didn't really know you. I knew your daddy. But I really didn't
He's
know.
a better guy than I am.
I really, you know, but
Apple will fall far from the tree.
but I appreciate what you've done, and like I said, I'm glad I had the chance to work with you these last 3 or 4 years.
I appreciate it.
So there's going to be a lot of new faces on the court next time.
You've been great to work with, great magistrate, but I value how great of a person you are, one of the best people I know, so I'll miss seeing you. And like I said to Logan,
Hey, I ain't going nowhere.
I only see you twice a month, so you're always out on the farm. So
You're always welcome in my house, Joe.
I'll say this one last thing. There's one thing, if anybody knows anything about Barry Wright, it's Barry Wright. What Barry Wright says is his word, and he'll stand by his word. And that right there is a good man in my book. So anyway, hate to hear the news, Barry, but I understand.
How many years you been on?
Well, it'll be 10.
Be 10.
It'll be 10.
Well, Robert Earl, this is your favorite time.
Yeah,
You ready to adjourn?
I make a motion we adjourn.
All right.
Okay, wait a minute. Who seconded?
I did.
Jason.
Jason.
Okay,
You know
let's
why
have
they
roll
leave
call.
that to me? Because I told them one time that's all emotions I really understood.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Don't forget,